This is lesson 5, using function notation to describe rules, part 2. So this is kind of similar to what we did last Thursday, so lesson 4. So we're going to start out with make it true. So we're going to consider the equation Q equals 4 plus 0.8p, and we're going to find the value of Q that would make the equation true when P is 7. So what we're going to do is we're going to take P equals 7, write that down right here, and we're going to plug it in to the equation at the top. So we're going to do, I'm going to put A on the left side and then B on the right side because I don't think you guys have enough space to do it both like one on top of the other. So for A, we're going to say Q equals 4 plus 0.8 P, or not P, sorry, we're plugging in the 7 there, so parentheses 7. So we're plugging it in. The first thing we're going to do is 0.8 times 7, which is going to be 5.6. Drop everything else down. Then we're going to add these two together, and we're going to get Q equals 9.6. Okay, so that's A. For B, we have P is 100, so P equals 100. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to plug it into the equation. So we're going to have B, let's do a parenthesis there. We have Q equals 4 plus 0.8 times 100. All right, first thing we do is going to be the 0.8 times 100. When we times by 100, we can just move the decimal place to the right twice. So we're just going to move this 1, 2, plug in a 0, and so we will get 80 plus 4 equals Q. 4 plus 80 is going to be 84, so Q equals 84. All right, so this next one we have, what value of P would make the equation true when Q is 12? So now we're going to start with changing the Q. So we have Q equals 12. So for A, we're going to have 12 equals 4 plus 0.8 P. So now we're going to solve for the P. So our first thing to do is going to be to subtract 4 from both sides. So we're going to get rid of this 4 on the right side. 12 minus 4 is 8. We're left with 0.8 P. Then the last thing to get the P by itself is to divide by 0.8 on both sides. And 8 divided by 0.8 is going to be 10. All right, we're going to do this again. For B, we're going to have Q equals 60. So for B, we'll have 60 equals 4 plus 0.8 P. All right, so again, this first step here is going to be subtracting 4 from both sides. So we're getting rid of the 4 on the right side of the equal sign. 60 minus 4 is going to be 56 equals 0.8 P. Then we're going to divide by the 0.8. I know that 56 divided by 8 is 7, so I'm just going to add a 0 to that. So we're going to have P equals 70. All right, so this is 5.2 data plans. So we have a college student choosing between 2 data plans for her new cell phone. Both plans include an allowance of 2 gigabytes of data per month. The monthly cost of each option can be seen as a function and represented with an equation. So we have option A, so the total is going to be 60 no matter what X value we have. In option B, we have a flat fee of $25 and $10 per gigabyte over 2 gigabytes of data. So in each function, the input X represents the gigabytes of data used over the monthly allowance. The student decides to find the values of A of 1 and B of 1 and compare them. What are those values? So what we're going to do, I'm going to do option A in blue and option B in red. So if we have A of 1 equals 60, do I have anything else to do for that one? I don't. That's it. Option B, so we're going to have B of 1 equals 10 times 1 plus 25. So then we're going to do 10 times 1. We're going to get 10. Drop down our 25 and the B of 1. Then we're going to add 10 and 25 and get 35. So B of 1 equals 35. Okay, so there's our values. A of 1 is 60, B of 1 is 35. Now we're going to look at some of her past phone bills. She decided to compare A of 1, or not A of 1, sorry, A of 7.5 and B of 7.5. So we have A of 7.5 equals 60. Then we have B of 7.5 equals 10 times 7.5 plus 25. Okay? 10 times 7.5, we're just going to move that decimal point over once. So we're going to get 75 plus 25. 75 plus 25 is 100. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go on to the next page. All right. So on the next page, we have describe each data plan in words. So I actually don't have as much space at the top as you guys do, so I'm going to do this at the bottom. I'm going to go down here. You guys have a little bit more space up there. So for number 3, for option A, so again, I'm going to keep that, I believe I did it in blue on the last page. So option A charges a flat fee of $60 a month or per month. We're going to say regardless of data usage. Okay. Option B charges $10 per gigabyte. I'm just going to put GB because most of you guys know what that means. Of data over the 2 gigabyte allowance. Plus a $25 fee. All right, so now we're going to go back up and do number 4. So graph each function on the same coordinate plane. Then explain which plan you think she should choose. So our a of x equals 60. So our value is always going to be 60 here. So we're going to put a horizontal line at 60 for option 1. For option 2, we're going to put, so b of x equals 10x plus 25. So that is technically an equation in slope-intercept form. Look at this, mx plus b. So I'm going to start at my 25, and then I'm going to go up 10 and to the right 1. And I'm going to connect my points. And this does not have to be perfect on yours. That's why I like to do a lot of points, so it's easier for me to connect them. Whoops, let me erase that. So there is my line for option 2. Now let's see here. Now we need to decide which one you think she should choose. So let's look here. The lines intersect right here. That's at 3.560. So at 3.5 gigabytes over the allowance, both plans cost the same. They both cost $60. So we can see that less than 3.5, option 2 is cheaper. So here's what we're going to say. We're going to say or not option 2. I changed the names of those. Whoops. That should be option A and option B. So let's see here. Option B is cheaper when she uses less than 3.5 gigabytes over the allowance, over the, let's say, the data allowance. Option A is cheaper when she uses more than the 3.5 gigabyte more, oh, added in the that time, more than 3.5 gigabytes over the data allowance. All right, this is going to be the last one on this section. We're going to do number 5. So the student only budgeted $50 a month for her cell phone. She thought, I wonder how many gigabytes of data I would have for $50 if I go with option B, and wrote B of X equals 50. What is the answer to her question? And explain or show how you know. So I'm going to do this down here. So we have, this is red, so B of X equals 50. And we know that the equation for B of X is 10X plus 25. So we're going to use substitution here because we have B of X on both sides. So we're going to take one of these equations and put it on the other side of the equation. And here's what I mean by that. So we're going to take this and plug it in right here because it equals B of X. The result of this will be 10x plus 25 equals 50. Our next step is going to be to subtract 25 from both sides. To get rid of the 25 on the left, because we're going to isolate the x, we will get 10x equals 50 minus 25 is 25. Then we are going to divide by 10. And x equals 2.5. So 2.5 gigabytes over the allowance. So her total amount of data that she can use would be, let's see here. She gets 2 gigabytes already. So we want to add the 2 gigabytes and the 2.5 gigabytes she can have over the allowance. GB. So we will get a total of 4.5 gigabytes total that she would be able to use for $50 with option B. We are going to skip the "Are you ready for more?" that's on your paper, and we're going to go to the next page. We can see here that this looks a little different than what you see on your page, right? So this is going to be 5.3. This is function notation and graphing technology. Notice on mine that it does say optional, but I want to show it to you. And I want you to be able to do this on your own. So what I want you to do is get out your Chromebooks. So if you're in my class, get out your Chromebooks right now. And I'm going to open a tab for you. If you're not here in class, here's the web address for this. It's www.geogebra.org/classic #spreadsheet. And you're going to want to select graphing. If you are in class, then that means I'm going to open this tab for you right now, so you don't have to plug it in. Open a new tab. All right, so here's what you're going to do. On GeoGebra, when you first log in, on the top right-hand corner, I believe, sorry, let me find it real quick. There is like 3 lines with a triangle and a circle on it. I want you to press that. And let's click on settings. And then on the right side, you're going to have like a curvy line that has 2 points on it. I want you to click that. For the video for Canvas, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to give you guys a screen recording of what we're doing in class.